If you knew who the Afro-Native Americans really were, you would understand why their story was buried deeper than any in this country. Before America existed and before the borders and even before the whole slave trade narrative was standardized, there was a whole population on this land that textbooks never mention: the Afro-Native Americans. Not slaves, not foreigners, not newcomers, but original tribes with dark skin, wool-textured hair, and bloodlines that trace back thousands of years across the Americas, the Caribbeans, and even parts of West Africa before Europe knew these continents even existed. Historians won't say this publicly, but early colonial writings describe Black Indians, copper-skinned tribes, and nations of people who looked African but lived fully integrated into native societies. Some were Yamisi, some are Washita, Black Seminoles, Creeks. These weren't small pockets, they were entire civilizations. But here's where it gets deeper, and this is where the CDT plate cosmology aligns with the suppressed history. Many of these Afro-Native peoples were grid keepers and descendants of ancient migratory lines that carried Atlantean and Olmec knowledge into the Americas. The massive stone heads in Mexico, the ones with undeniably African features, those weren't accidents, those were markers, frequency anchors placed by a civilization that understood energy, magnetics, and planetary alignment long before Europe left the Dark Ages. These Afro-Native tribes were the bridge between continents, between cultures, between worlds. They held ceremonies that weren't just cultural, they were planetary maintenance rituals, meant to keep the Earth's grids balanced. That's why colonization targeted them first. That's why their identity was erased, rewritten, reclassified, and absorbed into their racial categories. You can't dominate a land if the original stewards still remember who the fuck they are. The dark-skinned tribes were rebranded as escaped slaves. Their languages were suppressed, their territories were carved up, and entire nations were forced to choose between being labeled Black or Indian, losing half their lineage either way. But here's the truth your soul feels when you hear this. These people weren't lost, they were hidden. Their stories didn't disappear, it was buried. And now it's resurfacing because the planet is shifting again, and the same grid lines those ancestors once guarded are waking up. The same frequencies they carried are activating, and the descendants of those Afro-Native tribes, the dreamers, the intuitive ones, the old souls are feeling the pull to remember. You're not crazy, you're not imagining it. Your blood remembers what history tried to erase. If you want the deeper breakdown of the Afro-Native tribes, their origins, and their cosmic role in this land, comment, remember, and I'll add you to my mailing list. Taisha and Tadoe. One love.